So we're getting ready to start our Rock City project. We have one 7-foot long panel that's all drawn up like a tree. I didn't have the opportunity to do this drawing. The art director at Rock City, Will, my buddy, he did. So what we did is he saved it in a DXF file, but it wasn't quite right, the format that we needed for our ProNest and our Piranha V-Series plasma table with the ProNest software. So I sent it to my design guy, this guy, Fusion 360. He ran it through Fusion 360 and then spit me back out a DXF and an email to put over into the ProNest. So all I have to do is click on his link here, and then I'm going to save it as Rock City Tree Panel number 1. That's what I'm going to save it as on my flash drive. I'll just put a number 1, and then I'm going to save that to my desktop, right? And so it's at my desktop. I can get out of my emails and then go and open up ProNest LT, ProNest 2019 LT, and then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do a new nest after I close this window. It's always telling me about all the latest, greatest stuff that's happening. And then I want to change my size to 60 because I have a 5x10 table up there, so I'm gonna, 60 by 10 is 120. This one I'm going to do 120 and 60, and I'm going to save that. Okay, and then I can come up here and do a new nest. Or I can edit the part list. So we got our plate 60 by 120. We're going to edit the part list here. And then that pops up. And since I have everything right here on my desktop, I should just be able to scroll down through here until I find the R's and find Rock City Tree Panel number 1. I'm going to drag that down into the box here. And you can see over here, this is our design. So it's upside down. But when we cut it, we can flip it. It doesn't really matter which way it cuts since it's only one. It'll go either way. So I'm going to return to nesting here. Say quantity of 1, return to nesting. And then all I got to do is double click on this because it says 0, 1 nested. Double click on that and it puts it right inside there for me. So once it turns green, you know it's perfectly nested. Now I can go here to the output. Click on output, and then I'm going to save the name as Rock City Tree Panel 1. Number 1, and then I'm going to make sure that click up here and save it to. So I'm going to click on all my files here. Click that, and then I'm going to find my USB, which is a Transcend E here. Select that, and then I'm going to make sure that this is checked to send out and push output. And then once this is done, I'll close this program, and then I can eject the thumb drive and then take it to the center console to cut. It's a pretty big file, so it should say when it's finally done. Okay, so we preloaded this piece of plate. I had cut a few small parts for a pavilion project out of that. So we have our 5-foot by 10-foot plate on the table. We have our bridge all the way back there. But the first thing that we're going to do is bring our bridge all the way up here and set this as the new cutting point, and that'll still give us plenty enough room to cut that panel. So come over here. We're going to put our thumb drive right here into the machine, and we're going to click on manual. And then we're going to move this bridge back to where we want it. We're going to come off the edge there, bam, come all the way down, give ourselves a new 0 point. So when we get to where we want, we're going to come back to the console and push 0 test up here on the top. And that's going to come down and touch. That's going to be a great spot. So back here on the panel is, once we have it where we want it on the plate, we just push reference 0, and that's going to be our new starting point. We can escape out of this, go to F3 edit. We're going to view what's on the USB and find our file. So I already know I got a lot of files on this USB, so I'm just going to push page down until I can go find the Rock City one, which I don't see there, so I'm going to go page back up, go down line by line until I find it. Rock City tree panel number 1. I'm going to copy that, 90%, right? And then it's still saving there. I'm going to escape out of that, escape, and then I'm going to go to auto, and then I can view that file. It should show me what we just brought in off the computer. It takes just a second. That's a pretty big file with a lot of start and stop cuts. There it is. So that's our file that we're going to cut on this for this tree panel. So if I want to make sure that I'm going to go back out of this file. It's going to stay there, and I'm going to go to manual, and then right now I have my cutting speed at 190 right there. So 190 inches should be fine for 11 gauge. So we can just back out of here, go to auto, go to view, still trying, there it is. Okay, now we can push the button and start cutting.